Hello friends, if you have not subscribed my channel, do subscribe my channel and click the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload my new videos. You will get the notification, and do like and share my video.
Today I am going to explain the basics of an helical gear and what are the difference between helical gear and spur gear. So in the previous sessions I have explained the basics of spur gear and the derivation of Lewis equation of spur gear, and I have solved some of the important problems in the point of examination. If you have not watched that video, please click this I button so that you will get the whole playlist of that design of spur gear problems. Okay. So in the next videos I am going to explain the basics of helical gear, as well as I am going to solve some of the important problems which will be helpful for you in the point of examination. Okay. So if you have not subscribed to my channel still, do subscribe my channel and click the bell icon. Whenever I upload my new video, you will get the notification. Okay. So let's start. So first we'll see what is helical gear. So helical gear, before entering into an helical gear, we should know the difference between spur gear as well as helical gear. Okay. So see, spur gear is nothing but, see, consider this is a spur gear. Okay. So this is an helical gear. So in spur gear, the teeth are parallel to the axis of the shaft. Okay, these are the teeth which are parallel to the axis of the shaft. When it comes to an helical gear, the teeth are inclined with respect to axis of a shaft. This inclination, we'll call it as a helix angle. Helix angle. Okay, you just keep in mind. So this is the one major difference between helical gear as well as a spur gear. So next we will see what are all the major notations we have to solve design problems of helical gear. So one thing you should keep in mind, the same notations we are going to use to solve design of helical gear problems what we have used in spur gear. Only thing is we need to consider this helix angle, because we have only the angle of inclination in the teeth with respect to the axis of the shaft. Okay. So this is the main point you need to consider. So we'll see what are the major notations we are going to use to solve design of spur gear problems. So same notations as I told you we are going to use. Only thing is you need to consider helix angle. So let me explain what are all the basic parameters you need to consider to define the notations or nomenclature to design the helical gear. Okay. So here I have drawn one helical gear, that is the front view of an helical gear. This is also a line diagram of an helical gear. Okay. So this is the teeth what I have cross marked it. So here this is an shaft axis. So here to define the notations of an helical gear, we need to consider two planes. So one is perpendicular to the axis of the shaft, that is transverse plane. We are going to call it as a transverse plane, and another one is which is parallel to the teeth of a helical gear. Okay. So the axis which is parallel to the helical teeth, we are going to call it as a normal plane. Okay. So to find out, to determine the notations of an helical gear, we have to consider these two planes. With respect to these two planes, we are going to determine the notations. Okay, we will see how to do this. So here, so these are the teeth. So the distance between two teeth of a center axis, we are going to call it as a pitch, as you know. So here with respect to two planes, see, first we will consider this normal plane. With respect to a normal plane, whatever we have the distance, we are going to consider this as a normal pitch. Okay, that we are going to consider it as a PN. So for normal plane we are going to use suffix N. For transverse plane we are going to consider it as a suffix T. Okay, so this is the PN, and next, so this distance with respect to this we are going to consider it as a PT. Got it? So this is transverse pitch. So next what we have to do, so we need to consider this point as A and this point as B, and next what we need to do, we have to draw one parallel line. So the parallel line which should be parallel to the normal plane, plane, right? So here I am going to draw one parallel plane, and see, this should be perpendicular to this axis, right? Teeth axis. Okay, this I am going to consider it as a C. So this axis, see, this axis is an helical axis, helix angle, and this is also an helix angle, right? So now what we need to do, we need to consider, see here, from triangle ABC. So what is that is cos beta we need to consider. What is cos beta? Cos beta is nothing but adjacent by hypotenuse, right? So here adjacent is, that is AC by AB, right? You just write AC by AB. What is AC here? AC is PT. And what is AB? AB distance we have, sorry, AC is PN. AC is PN and AB is PT, right? So by this you will get normal pitch, that is PN is equal to PT cos beta. Got it? So this is how we will have to get the notation of pitch, circular pitch, PN. Okay. So next we need to find out the diametrical pitch. This is the circular pitch. Next, to find out the diametrical pitch, we need to consider, see, we have equation, right? P is equal to pi d by z. Okay, this is nothing but PT. So this is small p. So we have capital P. This is the diametrical pitch. We have z by d, right? So if you simplify this, we will get d is equal to z by capital P. You just substitute into this, you will get PT is equal to, what we will get? So pi z by capital P into d, right? So capital P into z, z will get cancelled. We will get PT is, this is small p, pi by capital P, right? So this is for transverse plane. So for normal, this is for transverse plane. So this is for transverse. So for normal plane, we need to consider, so just replace this T by N is equal to pi by capital P into N. So this you need to consider it as a transverse plane PN, right? So what you need to do, so you just consider this as equation 1, all of you are getting, right? So you just substitute these values into this, you will get, so what is Pn here? Pi by capital Pn is equal to, what is Pt? Pi by capital Pt and cos beta, right? You just cancel this pi, you will get Pn. So this is nothing but diametrical pitch value. Pn is nothing but capital PT by cos beta. So you just note down what I have squared out the equations. So those equations you will get in the data handbook. You just have to refer page number 23.48 and 23.49. You will get all the notational equations of helical gear, right? So this is how we are going to solve, we are going to determine the circular pitch as well as diametrical pitch, right? So next we will see how to find, so next we have pressure angle, normal module. We just have to find out the normal module. So normal module, so all of you know the equation, right? For module, so we have P is equal to pi m, right? So that is the circular pitch value what you have when you solve the problems of design of spur gear, you will get the pitch value, that is pi m. So this is nothing but Pt, okay? So next, for normal, you need to consider Pn by Mn, right? Okay? So what you have to do, you just substitute these two values, substitute in equation 1. So you will get, say, Pn So you just substituted what is Pn here, pi mn is equal to pi, what is mn? So P, what is Pt? Pi mn and cos beta. So 1 minute. Pn. So Pt is nothing but pi mt. So you will just cancel it. You will get normal module value mt cos beta. Right. You just keep this in mind. So whatever I have squared out, you will get in the data handbook itself. Okay. So I am trying to explain the basic concepts of helical gear and how we are going to consider those notations to solve design of helical gear problems. Okay. So this is how we have to determine these equations. Alright. So next we will see how to determine the pitch circle dia. Right. So we have pitch circle dia. Pitch circle dia. So to find out the pitch circle dia, that is D, you have an equation m into z. M is nothing but mt. Right. That is the transverse plane. See here, transverse plane I am going to consider with respect to spur gear, same as what we have considered for spur gear, right? So we have D is equal to mt into z. What is mt here? So we have mn is equal to normal module value cos beta, right? So if you simplify this, you will get mt is equal to mn cos beta. So if you substitute this into this equation, you will get D is equal to mnz by cos beta. So this is the relation of pitch circle dia. So this is how we have to determine this pitch circle dia. Alright. So next we will see how to determine this center distance. So this is also an very important. So you just observe here. So center distance is nothing but, consider you have two teeth, right? So two gears, sorry. So this is one gear, this is another gear. So the distance of this will be D2 and the distance of this will be D1, right? So what is the distance between these two axes? That is the center distance. Getting? So if you find out the center distance A, you will get D1 by 2 plus D2 by 2, right? If you simplify this, you will get D1 plus D2 by 2. So you have pitch circle dia, right? D is equal to what you have solved. So you have got an equation that is D is equal to m into z, right? So mt into z. So you just substitute with respect to that suffix. A is equal to mt into z plus, that is z1, mt into z2 divided by 2. If you put A is equal to mt as common, z1 plus z2 divided by 2. So this is the center distance equation, how we have to determine to find out this, right? So the relation, see this equation you will also you will get in your data handbook. You just refer page number 23.48 and 23.49, so that you will get all the equations, right? So next we need to find out the virtual number of teeth. So virtual number of teeth concept is very important, right? So how you need to find out the virtual number of teeth? So virtual number of teeth is nothing but, so virtual number of teeth, virtual number of teeth. Okay, so this is also a very important concept. So virtual number of teeth is nothing but an imaginary number of teeth. So to find out this virtual number of teeth, we need to consider, so here I am drawing one helical teeth. Okay, consider this is a teeth, right? Okay, so this is the teeth. So the distance of this will be D. Okay. So what you have to do, we have to consider this normal axis, right? So one thing you should understand. So once we cut the section, see here, to get the virtual number of teeth, we need to cut this helical gear into with respect to this normal plane, so that you will get an elliptical shape, right? See here, once you cut a cylindrical, so once you cut a cylinder into some inclined angle, you will get like helical shape, right? See, suppose consider. So you have learned this in your machine drawing. So once you cut into this section, you will get this part in helical shape, right? So when you observe that from the top view, got it? So same way I have sectioned it. So with respect to this, so once you get an elliptical shape, whatever the diameter of the helical gear will be same as for, so this is the minor axis, right? So this is minor axis. So this will be as it is D. Only thing is you will get the major axis. So only thing you need to get this major axis. So that you need to find out, right? To find out this, what you have to do, you just observe here. So this is minor axis. So this is major axis, right? So here you just observe. So here we need to find out this, right? Major axis. What I have to do, from this point you just draw one line. So same line I am projecting here. So you will get point A, point B and point C, right? So this will be the right angle. So this will be the exactly perpendicular to that horizontal surface. So next, this angle will be helix angle beta. All of you are getting? Okay. So this is how you need to consider to find out an helical gear, right? To find out the virtual number of teeth. See, virtual number of teeth is nothing but a imaginary teeth. So we need to imagine, see, we need to imagine the teeth from the normal plane. So how you need to consider, see here, and also from triangle ABC, so we will get cos beta adjacent by, that is AB by AC, right? AB by AC. What is AB here? AB we have D, right? By AC. So this we need to determine, right? The major axis. So that we will get AC is equal to D by cos beta. Okay. So this is D by cos beta. Getting? So next. So it is, so here we have assumed an imaginary profile, that is elliptical shape. So any gear can't be an elliptical shape, what we have imagined, right? So what we need to do, we need to convert this elliptical shape into circular shape. To convert this elliptical shape into a circular shape, we have one mathematical equation, okay? Mathematical equation, that is R. So we have RC is equal to, that is radius of circle, that is A square by B. So this equation we need to consider to convert elliptical shape into circular shape. What is this A? A is nothing but semi major axis. That is, what is semi major? Half of that axis, right? Semi major axis, that is D by, that is half of this D by cos beta, and B is nothing but semi minor axis, that is half of this, right? What we have to do, we need to substitute in equation 2, right? So if we solve, we will get RC is equal to, what is A square here? D square by 4 cos square beta into, what is B here? D by 2. That 2 will go upward and D will come downwards. See, this 2 ones are 2 2s are, this D will cancel. We will get RC is equal to D by 2 cos square beta. So this is the radius of the circular pitch. So what is the diameter then? 2 times RC, right? All of you know this. So if you substitute this value into this, you will get, so you will get diameter of the teeth, right? DC is equal to 2 into, what is D here? So RC, D by 2 cos square beta. So 2 will get cancelled. We will get DC is equal to D by cos square beta. So this is the diameter of the virtual spur gear, right? So next we need to find out virtual number of teeth, that is Z. So how to find out that? We have an equation. So virtual number of teeth is nothing but ZV, right? So okay, to find out virtual number of teeth of a helical gear, we have an equation D is equal to M into Z. So for M is nothing but MT, and for circular pitch, for virtual number of teeth, we need to consider Mn into ZV, right? So we have an equation what we have solved, that is DC is equal to D by cos square beta, right? So what we need to do, we have to substitute this into that equation. So here we will get, what is D here? So what is DC? Mn into ZV is equal to D by cos square beta, right? So we have Mn. So we have D. D is nothing but Mn ZV. We have D value, right? These two. D is nothing but MT into Z divided by cos square beta. So but this normal teeth MT, so we have Mn equation, right? Normal module MT into cos beta. So what we will get? MT is nothing but Mn by cos beta. You just substitute into this, you will get Mn ZV is equal to, you just substitute this MT, that is Mn by cos beta into Z by cos square beta. You just cancel this Mn normal module, you will get ZV is equal to Z by cos cube beta. So this is the virtual number of teeth equation what you need to consider while solving the design of spur gear problem. Okay. So next we need to solve. We need to determine the face width, right? So to determine the face width, so we have to consider the face value. So here we have teeth, right? So this is the teeth. The face width of the spur gear will be this, right? What will be the face width of this? So this will be the face width, right? Face width of the spur gear. So we need to determine this width. So we have this. So but we need to determine this. To determine this, I will draw one line here. Okay. So if you draw a line here, so this will be same as face width. So this will be then alpha angle. I will just consider this as A, B, C, right? This will be the right angle. Getting? So if you simplify this, so we have cos beta, right? Cos beta, that is adjacent, that is AC by AB. If you solve this, you will get, so what is AC here? B by AB. So you will get face width value AB is equal to B by cos beta. So this is how we need to find out the face width of an helical gear teeth. Okay. So these are the major notation which you have to consider while designing a helical gear problem. So next I am going to brief you out the notations of an helical gear. You just make a note of it so that it will be helpful for you to remember all the notations, right? So I am going to draw one table here. You just consider this. So first I am going to write description. So just I am going to write description. Next, that is normal plane. So there is nothing but virtual gear, right? That is nothing but virtual gear. So virtual gear, we need to consider it from normal plane. So next we have transverse plane. So that is helical gear. That is transverse plane. And next, relation. So we'll see what is the relation between these two. Okay. So you just make a note of this table so that it will be helpful for you to remember all the things. Right. First we have number of teeth, right? So that is, first we have number of teeth. How you are going to consider with respect to this? Zn, right? So that is Zn. Here it will be Zt. What is the relation between these two? We have already determined Zn is equal to, that is Z by cos square beta, right? So this is the relation between number of teeth. Next, just make a note of it. Module, that is for with respect to normal plane Mn, with respect to transverse plane, that is Mt. We have a relation Mn is equal to Mt cos beta, right? So next we have pitch circle dia, that is D. Sorry, that is Dn, this is D, right? How you are going to determine? Dn is equal to D by cos square beta. So this is how we will get the relation between virtual gear as well as helical gear, right? So next we have circular pitch. Circular pitch. So circular pitch is nothing but small p, small pn, small p. So what we have relation? Pn is equal to p cos beta. So next we have a relation for diametrical pitch. So that we are going to represent by capital Pn, that is capital P. See, you can consider this as a Pt with respect to T also. Here we just consider this. So this is T. Okay. So what is the relation for this? Capital Pn is equal to capital P by cos beta, right? So next we have pressure angle, normal pressure angle. So next we have normal pressure angle, we need to denote it by alpha n. This is alpha, you can write it as alpha t. So we have cos beta is equal to tan alpha n by tan alpha t. So next, at last we have one major notation, that is face width. So with respect to normal, so here we are not going to generate any relation here. So we have the distance that we have found out, b by cos beta. So this is b. So these are the major notations which you have to consider to solve any helical gear problems. Okay. So that's all about in this session. In the next session, I am going to explain the forces on the helical gear as well as the beam strength of an helical gear. Okay, if you feel this video is helpful for you, please share it with your friends so that it will be helpful for your friends also. Stay tuned for my next videos. Thank you.